Aerodrome finance price update, why no one is ready for what is about to happen. My name is Mikemadz. Let's start this video. Before I start the video, now more than ever, every single like matters, every single comment matters. The more people engage, the better for the entire community, and the stronger we'll come out of this bear market. Appreciate you. Let's start. All right, let's stop wasting time. Let's jump straight into it. And before we start, I just want to say some things here. If you're still around and if you're currently watching, I think there's likelihood here that you're setting yourself up for major success in the crypto space in the next coming years here is absolutely massive. So congratulations to you. Of course, not only watching my channel, hopefully, but most people are leaving. If you're still around, still interested, I think you're going to make it. Not financial advice. Now, of course, main topic is going to be Aerodrome today, how the next years might look for Aerodrome. And here the question is, are you actually ready for such potential outcome? Something super, super important as an Aerodrome holder, and actually as every single altcoin holder needs to understand. Aerodrome price prediction in my bull case today, I will show you what my bull case will be for Aerodrome to reach much higher prices much earlier actually. And one thing every single winner I know has in common, it's very, very simple, and I think you can replicate it here, and your outcomes are going to be massively, significantly increased here to the positive side. Now, Aerodrome, let's start off here. Well, how the next years might look. And before we start, we have to make a couple assumptions / facts here. Now, first fact here is Aerodrome is an altcoin. Unfortunately, most people don't believe that this is a fact. Some people actually treat Aerodrome just like Bitcoin. I personally don't think so here. There's a clear risk curve in the crypto space, and Aerodrome is a mid cap and it falls into an altcoin category. Full stop in my personal opinion. Actually, an altcoin that's super high risk. So Aerodrome, or fact number one, we have to assume that Aerodrome is going to behave like an altcoin in risk off and in risk on periods. Okay. Second thing here, we are assuming right now, and it's looking like that we are right since a couple of months now, that we are in a bear market now. This is my assumption. I might be wrong here, but my assumption is that we are in a bear market, and the earliest that we might find a top, if we get a liquidation cascade here, might be May, or it's going to be October, so we have to see how that goes. And the third thing here is assumption rather, we bought in this year and then we fight our way to new highs in 2027 and 2028. Super, super important to understand the framework in which way I'm operating. Now, let's take a look at the Aerodrome chart right now here. And even if you are in the bear market, our assumption here, Aerodrome can get back to the bull market support band. Those bounces here are absolutely normal, guys. Happens even in bear markets, and bear markets can have massive rallies to the upside. So if you're either panicking here because your entry is much higher, or if you bought those lows like I told you in my last video, just to hedge in case that you're wrong, you can still make decent size upside here. And in the best case scenario, if this relief rally were to continue, this bull market support band actually turns into a bear market resistance band. Shout out to Ben Cohen here, and can act as a resistance, and most likely will act as resistance here if we get there. Okay, so step number one here is to understand we are below the bull market support band. Bounces can happen. Those bounces are not new moves to all-time highs, in my personal opinion. Super, super important to understand, because most people get absolutely euphoric. But if you zoom out, guys, I mean, this is just a tiny bounce here. Even if you get back here to this 60 cent almost level, it's a tiny bounce in comparison. Okay. Second thing to understand here, that, or here also coming to our assumption that Aerodrome is an altcoin and Aerodrome will perform like other altcoins in prior bear markets. I think this comparison here cannot be ignored. Now, the asset Zcash has nothing to do with Aerodrome. It's an actually privacy blockchain. Aerodrome is a DeFi protocol on base, or the liquidity hub on base, but this chart cannot be ignored. And the longer you are in the space, the more you start to understand that actually charts and how market making is done, the charts can look very, very similar regardless of the fundamentals. You can have a great product with superior fundamentals. If you're in a bear market, you are in a bear market, and most altcoin charts actually look like this. And as you can see here, the comparison is absolutely frightening almost here. We have the first peak of Zcash, first peak of Aerodrome, rejection, massive rejection. You have the first test of the bull market support band. You have the first test of the bull market support band. Second peak, and as you can see here, maybe if I zoom out, it's better. Second peak, massive downtrend. Third peak, lower high again. Third peak, lower high, and even this another lower high after it is very, very similar here. Another lower high, and here also with Aerodrome, or with Zcash, another lower high. So as you can see here with Zcash, very similar chart. And while most people expect, again, a massive V-shaped recovery to the all-time high, it's very, very unlikely, guys. This is a potential outcome. And here's the question for you as an Aerodrome conviction holder, which is absolutely fine. Would you be ready for such outcome? Because you can imagine here holding such asset for such a long time, fighting off FUD. You read FUD every day, you have new FUD on the timeline. You know how hard it is to hold an asset for this long, down this much. And then of course, zooming out to this cycle here, Zcash went all the way up to over $600, I think. So Zcash holder, patient ones, and the ones that actually believed in the project and decided came out on top at the end of the day. But as you can see here, if this were to repeat for Aerodrome, which I'm not saying this is a one-to-one copy, fractals most of the time are jokes in the space. Nothing repeats one-to-one, but it's a good framework to understand how Aerodrome can look going into a risk-off period here that is longer than most people expect. Okay. Third thing here, and comparing it to Uniswap. Here, Uniswap, narrative-wise and actually tech-wise, it's more similar. Even Uniswap, guys, had a long consolidation period here at the bottom. And then going into the next bull market, which we had recently, Uniswap didn't see new highs. This is also an outcome. Why? Because we were in a bull market where Bitcoin dominance was going up. Altcoins were not really moving. I think we can get in an environment where altcoins can shine again, where Aerodrome can reach much, much higher prices. But something is needed. It's not Jane Street leaving the industry. It's something very important. And in my personal opinion, the only thing that really matters for direct correlation to Bitcoin, to crypto prices, and I will cover that shortly. Okay. Now coming to the bull case here. Now you have to understand this is the bear case slash base cases at this current stage. Okay. Now the bull case here is completely different and is actually very well defined also. Okay. Now the bull case is that, first things first, Aerodrome holds those lows. Very simple. Aerodrome is down over 80%. Maybe that's enough. Aerodrome holds actually those lows. Guys, nobody knows. I can be wrong. This is why we hedge. Okay, so Aerodrome holds its lows. Second thing here, Aerodrome closes above the bull market support band, so above 60 cents for multiple weekly closes. And the most important factor, and this is the point here I want to make, guys, this is in my personal opinion the most important thing for altcoins. It's not market makers. It's not Jane Street. It's not even the Fed chair indirectly. Of course it is, but it is actually active QE, money printing, is actually the only thing that has direct effect on high risk, super high speculative assets like altcoins. Everything else, we are gonna just simply repeat a Bitcoin dominance rally where Bitcoin goes higher and altcoins just simply oscillate from high to low, but never make new all-time highs. So QE needs to happen. First thing, in my personal opinion, Aerodrome needs to find the low, of course. Second thing, and also here, Aerodrome needs to close above the bull market support band. And yes, in this scenario, Aerodrome can have a massive blow off top from current prices to all the way over $10. But after this move, a person would expect a massive recessionary crash and to be over for multiple years. So this is the bull case. This is my bear case slash base case, which you should all be ready for. If you're not, then you're not playing from a position of strength. And just like always I say here, guys, always be in a position of strength. This is the way to win in the space. And another way, and one of the most important things to actually have here, and most winners actually share this one thing that they do. It's quite very simple, but also very hard. And this is the following here. You just simply have to stick around, guys. Most people by now are leaving the space. I can see it. Tourists are leaving. They're making the same mistake they made prior bear markets. I'm seeing everything repeat again. Crypto is dead. This is dead. It's all gone. It's all bullshit. Guys, stop making the same mistake. Start aiming to change your life for the better. Learn from your mistakes. Last time you were wishing to buy in the bear market. This time you're getting a beautiful opportunity, hopefully with more experience. And if you get those bear market entries, you're actually this time, hopefully, playing from a position of strength. Why? Because as you can see here, let's take Aerodrome for example. Let's say this is the Aerodrome bear market here, okay? Those people that were buying here when nobody cared were partying, guys. They were partying all those highs here. They were happy. Meanwhile, people that joined late, jumped on the bag and way too late here during the hype train, who bought up here, were panicking in this dip. Then all of a sudden they were in profit, but not enough. They had to hold longer. They got absolutely wrecked because their gains were not justified for the risk they were taking. This is why, guys, again, stick around in the bear market, because bear markets make you rich, not financial advice. Okay? At the end of the day, guys, maybe it's a shorter video this time, but this is the most important thing to cover right now. I will, of course, keep holding your hand here through this bear market, and hopefully together we'll find beautiful entries and we'll ride the next wave together and party, hopefully, all 2027 and 2028. At the end of the day, guys, be bullish on yourself. That yields the most returns. Do your own research. Super, super important. Have your own thesis. Very, very important. Most important thing is, don't be drunk.